careful about exporting from Instamat. Not 100% sure what crushed it. Crashed it? Crushed it? Crasher dashed it? Oh, why is... Man, it just... oh, you know what? You know what it is? I think I made the app have the highest priority. I'm gonna take that back because I think it's correct killing my performance, processes, details, Instamat, set priority. No, it's normal. It's normal. Well, stop crashing, please. Please, pretty please, stop fucking crashing. All right, I'm gonna set the viewport to 256. And get my chat back. All right. What if I hit live output? All right, it seems pretty good now. That must have been my RAM. I need more RAM. Let's go to Blender. And then we're going to do some experiments in Blender for getting the pages made. Excuse me. All right, looks pretty fucking dope. Now let's go to layout. What I want to work on now is I'd like to work on now is the pages themselves. So in the book, test book, we can open up the pages. Those look quite good. Get our pages in there. That's what I was afraid of. The more subdivisions we add, the more we get this. But, hello, Ariso. Good morning. What if we used a bevel instead? And so I can use a bevel here, set it to weight. We go to wireframe, percent. I could do this. If we need more cuts along these edges. Does not look as good as I was hoping. There's a lot more space there. But this is the closed version. Still got quite a bit of a gap there. Good morning. How's you? I'm doing well. I'm doing well. Surviving. Interesting that this is 100%. Wouldn't 100% be from the middle here to here, this whole segment for each of these? Isn't that 100%? But instead, oh, I guess 100% is just halfway. That makes sense. That does make sense, actually. Interesting. Because, yeah, okay, that makes sense. All right. I don't think we'll do that right now. So, what we'd really like to figure out are two things. What? Thank you. How can we get a page to fold? So if we have a page, what we'd want it to do is obviously rotate from here to this other side. We'd have something like this. This one page would kind of do this path until it laid down, like so. How can we do that? Well, we could rig a page we'd have a page rigged. So just one sheet of paper that we rotate from here to here. So, now, what kind of animations do we want? We want a single page, one page turn. So we want to be able to flip one page. But if we did that a bunch, wouldn't we want multiple pages turning all at once? I think if we just limit it, let's just do just the one page for now. Let's not worry about anything else. Yeah, otherwise it's going to get way too complicated. All right, let's take our pages though, and we'll extract from it this one. This one right here. So I'm going to take this and duplicate it and separate it. So now we have just this one page. And on this one page, guess it should just be root. If you were to define your hourly rate, how much would it be? I'm asking because I wanted to know your opinion about mine. 30 USD per hour. I've done multiple commissions for that rate, and the only one I mentioned before was the one that was rejected. Oh, I'm right around there as well. Yeah, it depends on what the project is. I have found that currently I can't charge much more than about $1,000 for a starting rate for an avatar commission from scratch. But that might just be that because of how few people know of me. I'm not like well established in terms of brand or name. You know, I don't think most people in VR chat know who I am. I think that's a totally reasonable rate. Again, it is just so you know you want to set your rate for how much your time is worth, but there's other things that factor into your rate, which is just how much work is coming your way. You know, if you find yourself absolutely swamped with work, then you might as well raise your rates because that's like supply and demand, right? If you're getting a bunch of demand, but you don't have enough supply, you can raise your rates to even those out, and that will give you a good. You got your demand's really high, but your supply is low, so you raise the price until they meet, and then you're doing just as much work as you need for the price that matches the demand. Sorry, 1 second. But hello, Arctic. Good morning. I don't think I can move this one then. And good morning, Sky. Welcome. We'll need. If we're going to use a bone, am I going to use a bone though? No, I don't think I am going to use a bone. Take the root, duplicate it. I'm going to call this page. So you know that's probably your main metric. You know, first determining what is actually worth your time. And when I say worth, I mean like literally what can you afford. Today's been muggy and miserable, 20 Celsius and raining, having to choose between having a coat on and being in a walking sauna or go without and basically have a shower. It is getting quite humid here as well. We've got a hurricane hitting Texas right now. Today's very sunny, but it is humid. The hurricane's not hitting where I am, but you can feel it. You can feel it. I guess I could put a displacement gradient on the page. If I had a gradient going up the length of the page, then I could push it this way or that way, depending on if it's left or right. And actually, I can test that in GeoNodes too. If I rotate this, let's say there. It's almost perfectly lined up with that. Almost perfectly. But it is not perfectly centered, which surprises me. Oh, it's because I rotated the wrong thing. It should be this that's rotating. And then there's even more of a discrepancy here. I guess then for page, it does actually need to turn along this edge here. So this actually the origin of the book. Okay, good to know. So if I go into the skeleton, we would want these to be at 0 on the Y. There. Then when we rotate, it's closer. It's still not perfect though. Hmm. I have some questions. So if I go into Unity shader match vertex position. Let's actually do ChatGPT. So we'll say we'll do new chat, and we'll say I am creating a shader in Unity. I want to match the position of one chunk of mesh to another. Let's assume they share the same UV map. I should be able to interpolate those positions, correct? Correct. Okay, well I know I can do it, so let's open Unity. And I think we'll open up my products. Products. Buy me Prada. Balenciaga. Sorry, waiting for Creator Companion to open. Hello, Corn, and hello, Zoom. Good morning, everyone. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Happy Tuesday. Welcome to the stream. We're gonna... Can I just say update all, please? Why can't I do that? Hello, hello. Welcome. Did I open it first? Pretty sure I hit upgrade. Hello, Pablo. Welcome. Hello, everyone. Hope you're all having a good day. All right, I'm gonna click this one first. It's me, Pablo. Well, hello, Pablo. Oh, my eyeball. Oh. I'm so happy. Well, that's good to hear. Why are you happy? Guess who's back? Pablo's back. I managed to make a Roblox character. Let's go. And I'm almost finished. That is good to hear. That is good to hear. Your characters are so much harder. How do you do this? How you do this. Hello, Dragon Wolf. Welcome. Welcome back. I'm so back. It does take time. It just takes time. Here's what I'll say. The technical stuff, if you can make a character on the lowest technical level, that stuff does stay the same. There's just more. There's just more stuff. Like instead of UV unwrapping 12 vertices, or a mesh of 12, you're unwrapping a mesh of 1200. But the basic stuff at the bottom, that's all the same. That stays the same. Just more. Of course, there's other complicated things you can throw in there. But yeah. What's the plan for today? More! We're making a book. So I want to do some experiments creating a book. So I created a spell book a while back. And we're going to be making a new spell book. Excuse me. And then in the afternoon, we'll be switching to working on some clothing, or because I have a commission I'm working on, the cowboy outfit that I was working on last week. My thing has 10,000 triangles. That's a good amount. That's a good amount. Does Roblox have an upper limit for how much you can upload? I would assume so. FBX, what am I doing? I'm gonna export the book here. And what I want to do before doing that, let's take this. Actually, let's nice. Let's go do one thing. I'm gonna turn off the mirror. Hello, Nog Violin. Welcome. Welcome, everyone. But the topology of my characters are... I'm back, baby. I'm better than ever with a big wound on my toe. Oh, no. My topology for my character is legendary. Well, that's good to hear. Legendary topology. So we'll do a cut here-ish. So unwrap, we'll go to UV editing. And it's already unwrapped, so cool. Awesome. But now that we've done this, and how do we want to do this? I think we'd actually want to mirror it. For now, we'll just keep it all in one, though. As long as it's all in the same UV map. Okay. Then I'm going to take my middle page, delete it, back to the book, grab just the front here, and here, and we're going to duplicate it and separate it. Then take that single page, remove these vertex groups, make one called page, assign it completely. Now we have our two groups. Okay. I can even wear shoes now. Good. What happened to your toe? Only slippers like me. I have a beating weapon literally under my feet. I can't even wear shoes now. Crazy lol. I did stub my toe pretty badly the other day. And I was like, you get that feeling where the bone in your, you got your bone and then it like pushes into the meat of your toe. Be even more my sister when she criticizes my blender. Yeah, go beat up your sister. I can't say that. Don't. No violence. I need to, one last thing. Let's make sure that this has the material page. Page. Okay. Oh no, I should have just done this. All right, how will this work? I'm very intrigued by this. Spellbook v2, we'll call this one test. FBX, bam, save, back to here. Got our spellbook scene and our file. And we have the armature. We can rotate open the book. And we have the page right here and then the book page over there. Now what we want to do is create another folder for materials. And in here, we'll create a material, you may have guessed, page, pages, and we'll also create another folder called shaders. In here, we actually are going to create a custom shader using, now we can just use Shader Labs for right now. Shader graph, I mean. Do I have shader graph in here? I might as well use Amplify Shader. Sorry about that. No, it's totally fine. I'm happy as heck. I also hit my toe on the wall and it bled terribly, although my mom said they would boil hot water and dip it in a towel and squeeze my toe with it. And the worst thing is that I hit it on the first day and the second time the next day when I got home, I hit it again. Sorry to laugh. That does suck, though. It does seem that, I had bit my lip the other day and I just kept biting it. And I was so mad at myself. Because I bit it and then I kept biting it over the course of 3 days. And it's like, I'm my own worst enemy. Imagine because I bit my tongue, did it again the next 3 minutes, and then the next day I was eating it until it took 2 months to heal. I'm right there with you. You get your tongue, I get my lip. Now we're doing some interiors. Well, good luck with your interiors. Now, right now we're going to be doing some custom shader work, which I'm excited for. I think what we're gonna try to do is make the pages able to flip. We're gonna make flippable pages. That's the hope. Not quite sure how we're gonna do that yet, but I know that we can transfer position data between vertices. So that's where we're gonna start. So what we'll do is start by creating that custom shader. So we'll create an amplify shader, surface, we'll call pages. And we'll put it over. Oh God, we'll put it over here. Okay. And then we want to add pages to our material and then add the material to the spellbook. Mesh, apply. There we go. And first thing we'll do is turn on, oops. Where is it? I don't want Visual Studio. I always open Visual Studio on accident. Only to realize that POP is actually lower than the roof, and I made the POP, what is it, POP? Above the roof using Boolean. Meanwhile, I didn't really need it. Meh, I gotta do it again. I firmly believe that if you don't do something 3 times in digital art, then you probably didn't do it right. That seems to be the truth that holds true for me. If I didn't do it 3 times, I did it wrong. Z right, offset, extra depth. I want the backface calling. Blend mode. There we go. Call mode off. I should be able to see the back of this page then. Oh, right. Off and then save. I have to save the shader. There we go. Okay. So now we can see both sides of this page. Perfect. Then what I'd like to do is we need some way to differentiate between this group and this group. Can I access vertex groups? Vertex group. Normal, color, ID, template, vertex data. This node cannot be used with shader, surface shaders, or shader functions. Let's see. Can I access vertex group info via a shader, such as specifically deform vertex groups. Okay, so that's a no. Could save it, but I'm assuming then we'd want, I can save it. And to do that, we will use, might as well combine these two now. Yeah, because I want them to be part of the same group. So we'll do vertex paint, go into colors here. Color attributes. And in here, what I'll do is go to RGB, assign paint all, set vertex colors red, and then go to here, paint mask, and set this one to green. Okay, so now we've created a mask. Spellbook v2 test, export, yes. All right, so now we have those vertex colors. Vertex color here. Yeah, let's just put it on the albedo for right now because I just want to see it. Awesome. Made from gypsum, plaster of Paris is white powder that is made for giving fresh coats to the walls, giving shape or structure, creating cats likewise. Moist and hard, quickly and favored by a lot of construction teams for quick finishing. That's a pop. Gotcha. Are you modeling each section of the wall separately? You could probably just do a texture. Maybe I'm imagining this incorrectly. Popping off. Local vertex offset, local vertex normal. Tangent. I don't have a position option. Let's say this. How to directly set the position of a vertex. No need for code. Just process. To clarify, I want to set the vertex position via the shader. Position. So I can get the vertex position and I can offset things. If it was a pop without design, it would just be a normal flat roof. Gotcha. Let's put this here. What's this look like? So it is color. So I do have the vertex position. What I need to do is take the position here from one side of the mesh. So I want the position from this page, or sorry, this page to this page. So this is the red version. So we're going to grab that chunk of mesh So is world position the same as vertex position? Similar. I guess I do actually want world position instead. Vertex position, vector, and object space can be used in both local, vertex offset, and fragment. Okay, so actually no, this is the better one. It's world position. This is within the space of the object, so everything's in the relative space. Good. Okay. So I need a need to transfer this. So if I go ahead and say, let's just say we're just going to move this section first. I just want to move the left page. So local vertex offset via this mask. So we'll layered blend. We want to take the green, because we made this green. Then we want to offset this via a parameter. So if I make a float, excuse me, and sure, we'll do this one, call it a property, and we'll call this offset. Save. Bless you, don't die. I want to die. Okay, so the mask is backwards, but we are able to offset this chunk here. Just like I did, because power went out for 1 min and a return. This is just offset though. Wait, what can I put in here? I should be able to put in a vector 3. Okay, so right now it's doing all of them. And I actually want to put this here, I think. Yeah, okay. So now we're offsetting the correct thing. Cool. So now we can move the page. We're able to move just that one page. And what I'd like to do is, again, take the weights from just one side. So let's say here, and I only want green weights. And I put into local offset. Oh, it's kind of cool. Right side. Interesting. So I took its current position and added it into the offset. So of course it's going to scale out because it's its current position, added onto its current position, so it just moves out in every direction. So I don't want exactly that. What I need is to, I'm just gonna put it over here because like this. Is to, we have this layer, and then we should have the red. So that's the other section. And now we should be able to subtract these this one from direction. So yes, like this, and then this goes into the offset like that. And I will get rid of this. And what we'll do is put this into the weight, take this one, and then now we're blending between 0 and the current offset. So that way I can actually see what's going on in here. Interesting. Not quite what we want. All right. I think part of the problem is this value. It's referencing, everything's going back to its original source, right? So it's when I take this value from this section, I think I have to turn it into a texture in some way. I need to save it. Because right now when I reference it, everything's going back to its own source. This vertex goes up this chain and it goes to its own vertex position. So it's always going to be referencing its own position. I want it to reference the other page's position. So how can we do that? I need a way to save it. Texture sample. Can I feed this in as a texture? Procedural sample. Oh, hey there. Bare Bones, thank you for the subscription. Hello, hello. Welcome to the stream. I appreciate it. Thank you, thank you. Just like I did because the power went out for 1 minute and returned. Your poor computer. See, look, they're saving it into a property. Save it into a property. That's what I want to do. I need to create a property vector These are constants, though. If I make it, I can't set it this way. Using amplify shaders, how can I Hi other chat. Yeah, I am on Twitch as well, so we've got the other chat there. Constants and properties. So those are inputs. grab screen color. What kind of other grabs do we have? Grab screen position, grab screen color, compute grab screen. No, not quite. Camera and screen, surface data, textures, UV coordinates. Vertex data. Oh, interesting. Bone blend weights. So we can get the bone blends. It's got to be a texture. I have to be able to turn it into a texture. So it'd have to be some sort of texture object or texture sample. I want to be able to put this into it. Using amplify shader, I want to, or back to my very first question here. Share the UV map, and we need the interpolation logic. Passed as an array. And I create an array. Global array. Be this. What is SS here? Can I? This. Hmm. Problem here is I don't think I can create any of these. Since I can't delay it anymore, I'm going to finish working on a functionality for my personal Blenders tool add-on. Really need to fix the mirroring for some avatars. I don't know why the relax brush destroys the mirroring when in mirror mode. When you say mirror mode, is that the modifier or the Oh, yeah, it does destroy the mirroring. The symmetry, yeah. I don't know why. Blender. Matrix. I can make a matrix. Oh. Vector from matrix. Matrix from vectors. But is this the kind of vector I can use? Welcome back. I don't really know that much about matrices. What happens when I do this? What does it look like? Nothing. Because we have 0. We're multiplying all of them. Load. Just save. Cool. You want to take a short refresher course in linear algebra. It keeps popping up in 3D work, and I wish I grasped it better. Same. Math is just one of those things that I think it's so easy to just give up because it's difficult, but it is the most useful thing you can learn. It is actually the most useful thing you can learn. There's like so many different things in life where it's like it touches everything you do in life. All right, I don't know if I can do it this way via shader. I'm sure there is a way to do it. I don't know if I can do it, but let's see. Let's look up a tutorial. Let's see, Unity interpolate, or change position shader. Experiment with baked vertices and ridge skinning and shaders using textures to store data. But is it possible to transform a solid mesh position? What exactly are you trying to do? If you're asking if you can move or rotate an object in a shader, then the answer is yes. Simply update the vertex position / multiply by a rotation transformation matrix in the vertex shader. Or transforming to clip space for output. So I was kind of heading the right direction. It is something to do with the matrix. Model matrix. Describe what a matrix is and how it is used in shaders. Why is it red? But the sun is out. The weather's cold and AC is on. I don't feel anything. Plus, I'm drinking cold water and long sleeves. But the sun is out. Well, good thing the sun's out. Sun's out, guns out. That's what I say. So this is what I want. I want a transformation matrix. That's actually what I want. Okay. Here's an example of a simple vertex shader that uses matrices to transform vertex positions. So here's the position, the first group, and position for second group. Transform the vertex position. V dot vertex. World position, multiply the model matrix by V vertex, transforms the vertex from model space to world space. Okay, so matrix is just like a rearranging. So you have a matrix and you go through it like a prism almost. Here it just comes out the other side. So it goes in, folds, comes out, unfolds a different way. Okay. Wait, hold on. What are you trying to do? I'm trying to take the position of this page over here. So specifically the front of this page. And I want to map this one to it. So we'd basically, actually, let me go in Blender for this. We would take the position of here, this section, and then flatten the page to it. So blend between its original position 0 and its new position 1. This is hard to see. Let me. Here it is. So what we have is the matrix. I don't quite understand matrices enough. The order of matrix multiplication matters. Typically, transformations are applied in order. Model view projection. Linear algebra, what are you exactly trying to do? I just described it. I just described what I'm trying to do. Everything else is me searching for a solution. I don't know what the correct solution is. That's why I'm searching. So I'm not sure if I need to, because my initial thought was to go through the UV map, to take my UV map, take the world position of my vertices here, map that to my UV space, and then use this one because they share the same UV space, and then map those positions to the other page, which would then move it there. So that might be confusing, but that's my general thought for how to do it. Context computer graphics matrices are used to represent and perform transformations on geometric data. Bone and shape key animation, definitely could. But it won't be perfect. That's why. It'll be easy for it to become separated. Because I want to use fizz bones on the pages. So they'll have some offset. They won't be able to be in the same position. Plus, when I fold it, so the other difference is when the page folds, it would go from bent to perfectly straight to bent. I would prefer to have it to be able to control when it flips to have it have a curve, like you would actually fold a page. Orthogonal projection is foundation of all 3D renders. I did study a bit of this when I was in college. Nice. Referring to projection was taking a 3D model to a 2D plane. In this case, the screen is the plane. Gotcha. Yeah, it's explaining the different types of matrices here. But I want the position. And I don't need to translate it to the screen. I have all the vertex positions already, as I understand. So when we're here, because I have my vertex position on the page, I can go ahead and display that right here. Right here, actually. Boom. We have our vertex positions. So these are the actual local or in the object positions. So within the object. But actually, I don't know how to output it. I can then do a local vertex offset. So that's what I need to do. So I wanted to take the positions of one page. And I'm defining which page is which through these vertex colors. Excuse me. So I have different selections, which I can adjust. So this is broken, but you can see I can adjust one or the other, which is good. And then with this position, I take it. I wish I could draw on my screen here. So yeah, again, we have this position, which is a color. That's the object position. What I'd like to be able to do is take this and send these colors to the UV map. That's my goal. Or, I mean, I guess it's not quite my goal. That's what I feel most confident in how I want to approach it. Because then with these positions, I can subtract page A from B. B minus A gives me my offset for each page. I should be able to do that. That would give me that difference there. But the issue is with how the shader works, each vertex is going up the chain here. So when I tell it, oh, double check your position, it's still referencing its own individual position. I need to be able to save these into a texture. It's that. In a shader graph system, how would I save a save something like vertex colors to the UV space? I want to reference those values elsewhere. Sample texture node. I don't necessarily need to put it in a custom UV channel. I just need it to be its own texture. Is that even a thing? Sample. But here's the thing, is that I can't add this to there. Input port texture from node texture sample as type sampler 2D, which is incompatible with the connection float 3. So float to sampler. Float. Aha, encode float RGBA. Ah, false. Oh wait, that's RGBA. Wait, it is just a float though. Sampler state. Something I can do here. Sampler. Decodes RGBA color into a float. was the output of that layer blend node. Over here. So this is getting the colors. I can just show you directly on the mesh. Actually, it'd be good to verify that. So for this one, it should have the colors just on one page. Yeah. So it is getting the colors just from this page here. And then the other one's doing the opposite, just getting the colors just from this page. And then the goal is to then put them both down into UV space, subtract them, take that subtraction and send it back out into an offset. Data type that is outputting that node, what is exactly coming out there? These are floats. So it is a vector, as I understand, it's just a vector 3, but it's not a RGBA. Let's see. So if I try to connect that, sampler 2D is a float 3. So how do I convert? That's what I'm looking into, is how to convert them. I thought it'd be this encode here, but it doesn't seem to like that either. Code 0 to 1 range float into RGBA for storage and low precision render target. Don't think that's quite it. It's a little off. And it's only 0 to 1, so it definitely won't work because I need actual position data. Sampler 2D is literally a texture. Yeah, and I want to turn what I have into a texture. Or at least treat it like one. Let's go back and look at functions. Sample light map. Well, search UV. Vertex text coord. Vertex texture coordinates. That might be useful later. I don't think I need that right now. We have our texture coordinates. Texture is connected to a texture object. Is tailoring. Let's see. Sampler conversion. I spelled that wrong. Sampler. Shader, graph, create texture.
Create Cindy's browse icon to select texture. What? What's the alpha channel of the text? The type.
Texture 2D asset. Not quite a custom one. Store the data in UV space. Sample texture 2D node. I feel like it must be very close, but it's not quite there. Custom attributes. Show me that in the documentation here. Custom attribute. Amplify shader. I can inject my own code in. Let's see. Oh. Ooh. Output type. I can only do these floats. That may totally limit what I can do anyway. So I still need this to be a sampler. Aha! Yes. No, no, that's an input. Damn it. We can input them. We can't output them. But does that matter? Can I just make an array? I mean, it's a custom expression. I should be able to do whatever I want with this. Yeah, can I? Create a custom node for a shader graph to store a sampled let's just say color attribute. I think this should work. Well, I'm putting a float for. Or a float, just in general. So I still couldn't hook it up to sampler, but if I shouldn't need to. Shouldn't need to. I should just be able to do this. So for my custom expression, still have to define the inputs here. So what I want in is a float 3. Oh, qualifier in out. Okay, I'm just out. Gotcha. Okay. Wait, out only. Oh wait, I can output a sampler 2D. Ah. So, that's weird. Qualifier. But this is output. Okay, I don't understand this part up here. That's okay. Now we can output a sampler. Nice. All right. Can I just pass it directly? So we take in our float 3 and we just tell it to be a sampler. Name, color. And what do I say? What code do I need here? How do I reference what's coming in? Float 2 sample. Still don't quite understand how to do this. I don't know enough code. So if I take in call it like a void. So it would be something like this. Or it's calling it as a float 4. Technically this would be a float 3. Not quite sure why that's float 4, but oh well. Then we output sample color here, which equals texture 2D. Texture. So we just put that in there. Maybe I don't need to declare it. these are all default stuff. I just want to say out sample color. No idea if that's going to work. Let's just see. What does this do? Something happened. I don't know enough about this. Okay. I feel really close to figuring it out, but at the same time, probably pretty far away. Create in Amplify shader custom expression node to achieve same. We are taking in a float 3. We want to output a sampler 3D texture. Hello! Thank you, Phoenix VT. Thank you for the follow. Welcome to the stream. We're doing some shader bullshit. Trying to figure that out. But welcome. Nice to meet you all. Same to you. Nice to meet you as well. Welcome, Phoenix. Hello, World Space Normals. Hello, Snardom. Welcome. Really glad to find a stream because I've been wanting to learn this and I have no idea how. Well, we're kind of on the same page here, so I don't know. Might be the blind leading the blind here. But what we're trying to do here is we have a book. I'll just show you in Blender because it's easier to draw. We have a little book here. And I want to take what we have here, this page, this position, the highlighted position, and move this page onto it. So basically, my goal is to map this current position of this page to this one so it can fold over, so we can actually make a page that flips. Hopefully. Fingers crossed. So we're just kind of trying this out right now. This is not what I wanted for the custom. Custom expression is sample a color from a texture. No. But it is good to see how this works, though. That's cool. Sounds difficult. Also wanted to ask, do you used to run Blender? I can't find too much info on it. What do I use to run Blender? I'm just on Windows. I think pretty much almost any computer you have would be able to run it. There's Linux, Windows, and Mac builds of Blender. So you're definitely going to be able to find whatever you want to work with it. And the nice part about Blender in a lot of these projects is it's just as, you know, you can adapt the project you're using to what you're actually able to run. So Like, you know, as long as you can think of it like a video game. The bigger the video game, the slower it runs, but you get to choose how many objects you're putting in there, the density of the things you're making. So performance is relative to what you're making. Little GPU included would be nice. While it might work with integrated chipsets, I still say have a dedicated GPU plus any PC and you'll be fine with Blender. Sample the texture using the UV coordinates. Okay, so here we're declaring it. This is what I want. Actually, this should give me the information I need here. This is the name of the node, not the name of the function. But we sample color function. And in here, we need the and we're just going to return color. Hopefully this works. Let's see, can I plug this in right now? Interesting. So it does not mind me plugging that in. But it should be a float 4. Yeah, darn. Or what is this? Ugh, man. 2 steps forward, 1 step back. Want to make a model for VR chat, so having knowledge on where to run Blender helps. Also, I only have knowledge of human anatomy, but not art, so I wonder how difficult it'll be. It does just take time, and if you're interested, I actually do have classes open to learn how to make avatars. There's an open sign up right now. If you don't mind, I'll just promote that really quick because yeah, I gotta promote myself. Where is it? Right here. Actually, I'll send my website. No. The gritty. Beats promoting Retopo Flow Auto Rig. They don't sponsor you, so fair. But definitely, if you are interested in learning how to make avatars, definitely check it out because I do make avatars. I have a lot of avatars made. And that's what I do here for the most part. When I'm not struggling to learn shaders at the same time. I feel like it's the sample. I feel like it's this one, sampler state. I feel like this is it. How do I make this accessible? No, it has to be UV space. Texture coordinates. Yeah. No, not pixelate, but the coordinates here. I should be able to, yeah, I should be able to take this and multiply it or something. Interesting though, I've given up on Instamat for the time being, was working on Godot, on shaders. Then I have some time to see what you're up to, and wow, Instamat supports custom expressions. They do. They do. And I did figure out the baking with Instamat. It really was just the ambient occlusion sampling was too high. That was the only thing. Um, Hello, Luca. Welcome. Actually, is it again append? I do have an append. And this would be a color. This is not the split. Okay, gotcha. And I'm sorry, does this work now? No. God damn it. Do not accept my friend request on Discord. Well, if you're in my Discord, that's where it's at. I might have to give it another go one of these days because I now officially have my first summer break. Hey, let's go. /flex. Not used to these long vacations anymore. Well, I'm glad you got some time for yourself though. What if I do this? Of course, it's the same as I would expect. But now can I sample it? Why can't I sample things? Input port sampler 2D. Input port. How do I take a color and get it sampled? Okay, let's go back to ChatGPT here. I want to know how to take a color, or how to make an input compatible with a sampler 2D. Hmm. Oh wow, is it that simple? I have to give it another go one of these days. Oh, I read that. I think this is close though. See, it still wants me to input. Wait. A sampler 2D texture. It got confused. So to clarify, I have a float 3 attribute, world position, that I want to sample like a texture. But I cannot input a sampler 2D into my custom expression. I want the custom expression to take in a UV, the world position, and map that data to the... It's got to be a matrix though. How does it know how to convert it? That would be a matrix. Yeah, that'd be a projection matrix, projecting 3D position into a UV space. But, well, no, it needs texture coordinates, so it's not quite the same thing. Flashbacks of normal Suzanne for me. Did skim through some of your VODs. Book is looking good. Thank you. Found your way around Instamat quite fast, I assume. For the most part, I definitely feel like I encounter some issues there. I was not expecting this. My client paid the last part of the money because I was, quote, hello, know you're hard at work. Most likely I'm an avatar, but I came with good news for you. Impressed me. I like the relationship. Nice and healthy. Paid you the main win. Nice. That's good to hear. That's good to hear. Let's understand what I'm saying. Here. Or does it? This actually is pretty close. Okay. I think now that I'm thinking about it enough. So we want to take in we do want to return color. The sampler 2D is okay. No, that is right. Okay. Then we can go here. So it is one input in the sense because it's just a texture. The texture, and then this outputs. Gotcha. Okay, that's part of my confusion there. Oh, my brain is not big enough for this. Ugh. Sampled position. Oh, thank you. Take the sampled position, we output that to the texture. That's actually. Why is this one? I don't get it. I don't get it. In 0. We're getting the float 2 in, is UV. We're getting the call UV in. This is really bad. Ugh, okay, I give up on this. I'm sure there's a way to do it, but my brain too small. I need to see a better example. This is not it. So let's see if we can find a tutorial of some kind. And then we'll go from there. I need to see a better example. Oh, thank you, Lisa. So Unity, shader, blend, position. Shader, change position. Okay. Unity convert attribute to UV space. While developing 3D add-ons, implementing my math knowledge, creativity mostly, plus my technical skills, obvious 3D knowledge, coming out, always fascinating. This add-on will really come in handy. Good. Barycentric coordinates. Bary. I don't think I need the sampler at all, really. I don't need to make it a texture. I just need to convert it into the UV coordinates, and that should just be through a matrix. I should be able to take Scare me, this stuff is related to the vector math that can help keep me awake at night. I can't look, but I will, but I can't. Something about consider the case of your aim object, blah blah. I don't care about that. If you really need to transform world space into texture space, you can use barycentric coordinates to do so. Unity barycentric coordinate. That's not necessarily in the shader though. Okay, so shader might be more difficult. So perhaps there's a different way. Um, I should just be able to save these values per vertex. I don't need a UV map. It's nice. It makes sense to me, but you just a color attribute in and of itself, just treating the vertex data, vertex position to vertex position. I don't need a UV map. That's just a vestigial thought from what makes sense to me. But that's not necessarily, doesn't necessarily make the most sense. Because we have in here each of these positions already. Well, no, we do want the UV space because we're converting between two different ones, or yeah. Yeah, UV space does make sense. Unless there's some other way. No, that should be, I can see that being pretty straightforward. I don't need it to be perfect. And that's the difficulty with what this guy's describing. Aliasing's fine with me because it is just kind of a general position. Well, maybe it's not possible. Certainly seems like what I want to do. It's not the usual way of doing things. That's for sure. I know how to make it in geometry nodes. Any other way? Index order, that's a pain. Maybe I don't. Maybe I don't. Hmm. Actually, no. I have a better book. Turning shader. Turning pages. Vertex shader. Why didn't I just look up this at the start? I knew this was a thing. Unity page turning shader.
Hi there. In this switch those to right into texture things. I thought this was thing that the pages so we want right as page texture.
This is the 2D version. %90 sure this is still flat. Even though it's on a 3D object. Flipbook. Blender. Unity page turn. Everyone's just referencing this thing. Hello programmer. Hey there. So it's definitely possible. It's an asset. Oh, okay. The reason I didn't want to use bones initially was because I wouldn't know where they are. But if I just used a bone constraint, that would be pretty good because all the bones start in the same position. So if I open the book, and then the page can go in between those bone positions, that would work really well. Actually, I really just wanted to do it with a shader. I know it's possible. I know it's possible. Hello, I click. Page turn. I understand. I do understand, Ariso. I think the constraint is going to be the only way to do this easily, but I still really want to do shader. rotation constraint between both of them. Left and right. Say 0. Activate. And then we can rotate L. And if we go to the page, wish we had a little blend here, but let's say 0.5, 0.5. Put it right in the middle. Save this. And export. All right. It's still going to be a little offset, though. Disappointing. Disappointed. The 2 pages. Right. The mirror would duplicate that. Funny. Which means all I need to do is go to the shader. So we switch this back to just a standard for now. Okay, well, that's good. Now we'll go back and forth just fine. And I could still use a shader for what my main goal was just to give it a nice curve when it's flipping. Because what I can do is have the bone will always be between these other bones, or line itself between them on a scale, let's say from 0 to 1, which means that I should be able to add either, because I want it to, of course, match the shape key. But no, I don't want it to match the shape, because this shape here will always be a little off. Unless I change it so that the deformation we're seeing right here, okay, that could be a shader. And what we'll do is have the book, excuse me, be completely so this one will be, we'll move from the root, sign to the left. This one will remove from page because we'll no longer, or no, we do want page, excuse me. Still want page because we still have to use the bone. But now we'll be completely flat, excluding the middle, which we do want to actually bend. Okay. And that'll be easier because then we can still use the shader deformation to push the edges. And by using a shader, that way the page actually can perfectly conform to it. Because this side will have a curve like this. Whoop. Hey there, G Quarky. Hello. And here. And it'll be something like -1, 0, and 1. Because we'll want a middle section. Okay, bye. Well, enjoy your day, G Quarky. Flip it. That way. And then, yeah. Okay, which means that one other thing I want to look at in the shader. So if we go back to our shader, or we switch it back to our pages shader, we had in here a bone blend weights here. Gotcha. All right, well, that answers that. Can I mirror vertex groups? Or sorry, not vertex groups. Cannot mirror attributes. That would have been really cool. What exactly is this? We're working on a book. We're working on a book. I made this Necromancer book, which came out super well. And we're going to be starting to work on the pages for it. And I'm just planning it out. Planning out that on a simpler version, which is this one here. So we're figuring out how to turn the pages. And right now, I'd like to still use a shader to displace them. All right, now bye. Well, enjoy your day, Quarky. I can't use the normal. Can't use the normal. But I do have the bone here in the page. So maybe I can reference that for the displacement. So if I do an object transform, object space view direction, object to view position, object to world, and can I just reference an object? Transforms input into world space. Okay. How do I tell the shader? This might be a limit of VR chat, unfortunately. Because I can't use a custom script. So how do I reference it? Reference the bone. I cannot. No, I want to use this shader displacement. I want to know things. Teach me. If I make a constant property, It's just the object. I want any object, some other object. I guess I don't. Yeah, interesting. Shape key. Well, no. The shape key, I would know exactly where it is. So we'll open it. The book's only going to have a value of open to close. Well, no, it will shake. Because if I add fizz bones to it, then it's going to wiggle. Happy blending, shading, everyone. Time to go eat some games and celebrate my time off. Enjoy your time off. Snarden, thank you for coming by. Enjoy your vacation. Darn, can't reference anything. Let's see. Amplify object reference. Or Unity shader object reference. Bummer. Bummer. Hmm. That was 2 years ago, though. Pretty sure it's still the built-in pipeline. Yeah. Okay. Legacy? No. All right. So I can't get the. I want it to be perfect. Perfect. Ugh. Whatever. I guess if the pages are flat, that's fine. I mean, yeah, we'll just keep them flat. If I was able to do some coding, then we could really get it working. But we cannot. No such thing. Um, Another reason that would have been really nice to be able to use a shader is that then we could have made many pages, not just one. We could have had a lot of pages flipping all together. Um, oh, Blender. $15. Oh. Hmm. Interesting because the amplify shader only has vertex offset. The actual just normal shader graph straight up has set position. Which is funny because I actually thought amplify shader would be better, but I may have actually had a much more difficult time because of that. Interesting. Okay, that will probably be good to reference. Close Instamat for now. Anyway, I don't think that's quite what it's going to be. That's okay. Let's switch to working on some texturing instead. Add in here a weighted normals. Interesting. Kind of expected it to pick up the edges a bit better. Probably one of the few instances where shading flat is preferable. All right. And for the pages, we already got the UV mapped. What we'd really like to do is, let's delete the interior page for now. We can recreate it later. Yeah. I really do want to just fill up the corner, I think. Or not quite. But this will actually just keep it normal. We'll probably have a few UV maps. We'll have this UV map. For the shading and ambient occlusion. And then we should probably have another UV map for the actual decals. So we'll have a second UV map. When we do the mirror U, we can only do it on one of them. Funny. But we could offset the UV map after applying the mirror. Let's go into here. We're going to switch our material to the Poyomi shader. Tune. Excuse me. And in here, we'll want to be using the flipbook. Okay. Now the flipbook will be able to put on its own layer and overlay it on top of everything. So let's just make some example images really quick. We'll go to Krita and we'll make some test images. Excuse me. All right. And we'll put this into products. 2024 products. Spellbook V2. We'll make a folder for Krita. And here we'll call it Spellbook V2 test. All right. And then we'll get our tool here. Drag out the letter A. And I would like to center it. How do I do that? My tummy is bubbly. Um, center? I don't think so. I guess it's 1024. 1024. All right, there we go. Toolbox here. And we'll make it black. Okay. Then we'll turn off the background. Save. File. Export. And we'll put this directly into folder here. We'll create a folder called textures. And in that folder, we'll create another folder called test. All right, show and Explorer. So in here, we'll go ahead and export the first one, test_a, and duplicate. B. 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 Save. Apply. Then export. Let's just duplicate them all first. Very close. Apply. And duplicate again. And this last one, you guessed it, B. Apply. Okay. All right, save those. And then back here, now we have all our images. We'll select them all, right click, go to Thry and say Flipbook. Weird. Why? Because I did not save them as PNGs, did I? I saved them as Krita documents. All right. All right, there we go. Cool, good stuff. So now we can actually use the Thry Flipbook images to texture array. Cool. Now we have the test texture array, which we can now drop into Flipbook. And we can see that it's working. So right away, we know that for our normal page, this is fine. For our second UV map, we will need to move it. Like Um, I think we'll actually need to arrange them differently. Where is it again? UV toolkit. We need to fit to boundary. Or not. Fine, stack them. Or do nothing. Why is it doing absolutely nothing right now? Violence. Cool. I love that. That's a fun thing. All right. That should be pretty close. We'll turn on strain. I don't know if I should actually. I might actually be able to fit 2 pages on here pretty easily. But for now, we'll keep them as 1. All right. Export again. So now we can flip the texture array to work on the second UV map. And we can see some issues right away. First is that the stretching is no good. We get in quite a bit of stretching actually. So when we open the book, we do in fact see stretching. A little bit more than stretching. What's going on there? Um, this needs to be assigned to the root and removed from the page. And removed from this page. Removed from that one. It should be right in the middle right now. It wasn't broken at all. Excuse me. What I could do is either adjust it here or in the UV map. I think the UV map would probably be the best bet. What does that look like? Hmm. Right. It has to be. This UV map. All right, and we just scoot it over till there's no stretching. Sure. We'll see if that works. I think it does, but it'll be a little interesting. I think how we get the decals to blend properly. But that does look nice. Okay. Still the question of, do I make the page? Oh, best way to make the pages. Let's try that first, and then what we'll do. I don't really want to do this, but it'll be easier this way. Is to apply. And on this side, I would like to flip it and move it over one. Interesting. Tiled. So it's going to show the same one on each of these. I was assuming I could get away with moving it over, but that's not the case apparently. Advanced. Maybe the file mode here. We do have repeat. That's interesting. I was hoping I'd be able to shift them over. So as we go through the pages, specifically as we turn the pages, boom, boom, I'd be able to control what is getting displayed on each page. Now we can adjust the mode if I hit clamp. That doesn't do anything. Mirror. For axis. Repeat. Alright, so that's not doing anything. So I guess all the options are here. We do have tiled as an option, but that's not doing anything. If I offset it, it's just the same letter each time. Tiled again does not do anything. So perhaps flipbook's not the right call. What we do have instead are decals. So I think what we'll do instead is for the UV map, we're actually going to have to make, in order to be fully optimized, we will probably use the decal and we'll split it up so we can have a total of 9 pages. Be able to do 9 pages that we can flip through. There's got to be a better way. Look, I was really hoping this would be a frame offset. That's not it. Do manual frame control. Where'd D go? Darn. Okay, so that's okay. We definitely have other solutions. We can use, again, we can use the decal system. So instead of this, we'll make a grid. So let's go ahead and turn all these on. Actually, I will put them into a layer. Call this flipbook. Then I'll duplicate that layer. And we'll call this Atlas. Then I would like to make a grid. I'd like to make some guides, but I don't see how to do that here. Krita, guides. Is it a window? I don't see it. So I can't make guides in the same way as. It's kind of a bummer. All right, something like that. Um, can I actually use a flipbook in my decal? We have the flipbook shader, but do the decals themselves also have a flipbook option? No. I mean, I could use a custom shader. That would make it a little bit simpler. Doesn't it have a flipbook option? Yes, it does. Hmm. Use a custom shader. That wouldn't be too bad. But I don't know if that actually solved my problem, because I don't know if the flipbook's not appearing when I offset it. If that's a result of just a texture array or a result of Koyomi. It's probably just what the texture array does. That would make the most sense. Yeah, it's just a huge bummer. Not a huge bummer, but something to work around. Is there any other way for me to make a series of pages? So we're going to have, when we're actually swapping it, because we can have the grid, right? The grid is one thing. We make a grid, and it's either going to be a UDIM grid or a grid that exists within just the UV space, but it's basically the same concept. A grid of pages. Now, when this is open, there's some other complications. First being that we'll have the page that's rotating. So we've got our page. And the page will rotate over here. So at 0, let's say 0, we'll have image A here. On the page that's going to flip, we'll have B and C. And then on the last page, we'll have D. And we flip it. And when we get to the next page, so basically the page flips and turns itself off so that the page, because the page only, ooh, that's a good question. Page on. Do we have the page on? Because if we have the page on, there's two problems with having the page on. First is the clipping. It's just the clipping. The main issue is just that it will clip. Obviously, we don't want that. So most likely we'll want the page off. So the page has its own decal. Will have its own decal. Decal 2. It'll use the same image, but it'll be getting offset differently compared to these other ones. I think we might need multiple materials actually. No. If we're going to use multiple materials, then I have to make a custom shader. So custom. We are going to make a custom shader. We have to, in order to not use a shit ton of materials for just one object. We have to create a custom one. Yeah. Good. Good to know. But we still have to figure out this order. So, let's think about this a little bit better. So 0, 0.5, that's it turning, and 1. So from 0, a rest position, to turning to next page. We have flipped the page. So page is here, 0, turning the page to 0.5, and then it's going back down to 1. So basically disabled for the next. We have it's really like this, 0 to 0.5, and then 1 to 1.5. And then these are the two states. It's a binary state. Hello, welcome back, Zoom. So while we're turning, 0 would have A. The page would be disabled completely. Then we'd have page B. And when we start turning, this would still have A. We'd have BC on the page, and the other side would be D, page D. And then when we finish turning, it would be interesting. It would be C, D. Okay. There we go. Well, you did catch me right when I was about to. I'll probably be going to lunch in just a moment. But we're figuring out our page turning system, which is a little bit more complicated than I thought. But this is definitely a feature I want to include with the product, the ability for people to add their own pages to these books. I think that's a killer feature. But it's taking some doing. Was already surprised you're here when I finished dinner. Well, I hope you had a good dinner. Hope you had a good dinner. Normally you're gone by now. I'm sorry. I've been definitely leaving a bit early these last few weeks. I think last Wednesday when I made the stage for my students, I definitely pushed really, really hard. I think I was kind of a little burnt out after that because I just like did so much work in about 6 hours. And I was still recovering. I have to remember this here. Yeah, and we definitely just need a custom shader. There's no way around that custom shader. And if that's the case, I need to know if the flipbook here, what is it expecting? A texture sheet. So it is looking for a texture sheet. But it does have alpha, so that's good. I'm the alpha now. um, Excuse me. Okay. The next question here is, well, let's not get ahead of ourselves. We'll just start making the shader for our pages when we get back. It just spit everywhere. Gross. Okay, well, we'll leave it there. And yeah, I think we'll do 9 pages. 9 pages seems like enough. I don't think there's many people that are going to want more than 9 pages. All right, cool. Well, we'll call it there. Thank you, everyone who's been hanging out today. Wow, Tuesday already. Halfway through Tuesday already. When we get back, we will be putting a pause on the book because I need to actually get some modeling done today. We're going to be making some clothes, starting the high poly. Oh, hey, Twisted Penguin. Thank you for the follow. Welcome to the stream. Hello, hello. Hopefully I didn't miss anyone else there, but thank you for the follow. Hello. But yeah, when we get back, we're going to be making some clothing. So switch it up a little bit, get into some more, at least it'll be more exciting to watch because the nodes and the programming and the testing is interesting, but it is a little rough. Arisa, about to head out to lunch. About to go get my grub on. Actually, I'm going to work out and then I'll get some food. I almost finished my fix mirror functionality. Nice. That's awesome. You should put it up on Gumroad once you're done. Send a demo in the channel. Demo. I honestly, Blender add-ons will probably sell better than VR chat stuff. Fix mirror add-on. Nice. Good stuff. Which is nuts because this is that I really feel like that should just be in Blender already, but happy to know that there's an option out there. That is probably something I'll get if you sell it. And there are a lot of people that use Blender, so Blender is a bigger market than VR chat currently. I mean, most likely, I think. Yeah. But thank you all for hanging out, and good job. Good work, Arisa. Still perfecting it. There's some things it doesn't do well. Yeah, it's not every tool is perfect. As long as it does most things right. But I hope you all have an amazing rest of your day. If I don't see you again, I will be back in about 2 hours. Just gonna go get a run in, get some food in my tummy, and then we'll be back for doing some modeling. We're gonna work on some clothing for a doggo. Have a nice break. Thank you, Arctic. I will, and everyone else out there. Much love to all of you. Hope you're having an amazing Tuesday. See you all soon. Bye, everyone. Bye. Bye, everyone. Bye.